It was an early start as well for the remaining drivers of the Dakar. 79 car crews had one final effort to complete and reach the dream of finishing a Dakar. Certainly a lot of pressure on his shoulders for Stefan Pederhansel, who could not afford a setback. One last effort and possibly more drama. A flying start from Christoph Hollowitz, overtaking Ten Brinker in style. But also nearly getting it very, very wrong. He eventually finished third of this special and 10th overall. In his quest to win even more specials, Robbie Gordon was storming. Certainly frustrated after crashing yesterday and losing his fourth spot overall, the American pushed his Hummer to a third successive stage victory. A contender for final victory entering Peru, and finally finishes fifth.
You know the old saying, second place is the first loser, so I guess we're the fourth loser. And you know, the best thing is that we had the fastest cars here. I don't care what anybody says, between Nasser's Hummer and my Hummer, they were the fastest two cars on the rally.
Other than the Mini Boys, you won't get a more consistent driver than Giniel de Villiers. Driving a Toyota Hilux, third spot is like a victory for the South African. On this final special, he finished fourth. It's certainly a very promising future for the car built to 2013 regulations.
To come here the first time and to finish on the podium is absolutely brilliant. You know, it was a tough rally from the start, especially the last 3 days were really, really tricky. For us to have finished, you know, not so far off the minis is a great result. Especially, you know, because we are running on the new rules with a standard engine, so we don't have exactly the horsepower and the torque that they have. But you know, the reliability was excellent, and we never stopped because of that, and that made us achieve the podium.
It had been going so beautifully for Nani Roma until the penultimate stage. Quiet, fast, but ever so consistent. The Catalan lost all hopes of winning the Dakar when he got stuck in the sand yesterday. But he can be very proud of his second place overall, his best ever performance in a car on the Dakar Rally. I finished behind Petter, and I have to be happy about that. We have a great race, a really tough race, but I'm happy. Managing a Mini 1-2 is fantastic, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. Stefan Pederhansel knows just too well that a victory is never claimed before crossing the finishing line. So the Frenchman took zero risks. With a 42-minute lead overall, he just focused on keeping his Mini on all four wheels and not making any mistakes. Eventually, he clocked the 10th fastest time of the day. And once he reached the finishing line in front of hundreds of Peruvian fans, he could finally try and let some emotion fly.
On peut pas dire que ça a été facile, hein? Enfin, je sais pas.
Stefan Pederhansel wins the 2012 Dakar, his fourth in a car, his 10th after claiming the rally 6 times on a bike. It's incredible when you know how difficult it is to win one Dakar. So winning 10 is amazing. I kept something from my bike years. On my 6 Dakar wins on a bike, I always had a blue bandana around my neck. I didn't tell anyone, but I always kept it in my pocket during the whole race. Maybe the bandana story is back. So Pederhansel wins then, just over 40 minutes ahead of Roma. De Villiers third, Nowitzki and Gordon round out the top 5 positions. In 6th spot, Alvarez in the Toyota, then Souza in the Great Wall, great result for him in 7th. Dos Santos, Ten Brinker and Hollowitz round out the top 10. And after a 275-kilometre liaison, it was podium time for the stars of the 2012 Dakar on Lima's Plaza de Almana. In the 2-2 production class, Spaniard Javier Foy triumphed for the very first time, making the difference in the final week to beat Mitsuhashi. For his first experience on board a Polaris buggy, Frenchman William Alcaraz finished best solo competitor in 42nd. And in the T3 buggy class, victory went to Ronan Chabot. He finished 13th in his two-wheel drive machine. Coming next in the trucks, will Gerard Deroy be the only first-time winner come Lima?
A great driver in person in the world of off-road rallying. I've never seen such a talented person. Being able to compete with him is fantastic.
Very exceptional driver.
He knows how to build his victory.
He is fast.
He has a good race tactic.
Keeping the car in an extremely good shape.
Mr. Dakar suits him perfectly.
There is only one Mr. Dakar, and that's Stefan Pederhansel.
My best memory on a bike is simply my first victory. I'd been waiting for it for quite some time, and it came 4 years after my first Dakar. It was the most beautiful day of my life, after the birth of my children. Only great memories. First win at the Lac Rose. That's where the history of the Dakar was written. Only great memories at the Lac Rose.
In his first career on two wheels, the Frenchman claimed 6 Dakar victories aboard a Yamaha.
I spent a lot of time with Yamaha. It was my first professional family. My second family was Mitsubishi.
On 4 wheels, he added victories in 2004, 5 and 7.
Calling myself Mr. Dakar is a bit pretentious. I just want to keep my memories as a young biker. At the beginning, the Dakar represented a dream. Today, it's a part of my life. I've been waiting for this 10th victory for a long time. It doesn't mean that it'll necessarily stop.
Mickey Biazon was on target for a final podium spot until the Copiapo loop stage when it all went wrong. He finishes 6th position, icing on the cake, a victory on the final stage today. It really has been a very difficult rally for the Kamaz team. Used to fighting for the title, the Russians struggled. Thankfully, Kazakhstani's Arthur Advictus managed a very impressive rally. He captured his first special victory ever and finished best Kamaz driver, 3rd spot on the podium. But on this 12th edition, there wasn't a lot done against the Deroy clan. The Iveco machines were impressive, and Stacey, 2007 Dakar winner, was a perfect lieutenant to his nephew Gerard Deroy. Stacey eventually finished 2nd overall. But it would be Deroy who would take the victory. The man of the rally in the big machines was the Dutchman himself. The 31-year-old finally reached his dream to win the Dakar. 10 years after his first appearance, after 8 episodes, the Dutchman enters the history books of the Dakar 25 years after Jan de Rooij won it. And once the finish line was crossed, emotions hit the de Rooij clan.
All the race was fantastic.
You have a lot of emotion today.
A bit. I keep my sunglasses on, so and it's 25 years after my father won the Dakar, so it's fantastic today. We had a great team. And 1 minute after the start I had to piss again. So I was very nervous, but it was good, really fun.
And the overall results then: De Roy ahead of Stacey are Victor's third, Karganov fourth, and Mardiev rounds out the top 5 for Kamaz. And on the podium, Gerard De Roy was congratulated by the Tsar, Vladimir Chagin himself. January 4th, 2008, Lisbon, Portugal. I have some terrible news to announce. The 2008 Dakar will not start. Due to a terrorist threat, the Dakar was to leave Africa for new horizons, South America. And that became the new scene in the world's most famous off-road rally. In 2009, it started in Buenos Aires. Never had the event been so popular. Thousands came to welcome the heroes of the Dakar. The Dakar in Argentina is the Dakar of the people. We're very happy about that. We're now part of this Dakar history. Argentina and Chile were to host the first 3 editions of the race of fantastic scenery, perfect terrain, and passion. And even more passion. The Dakar gives us international exposure thanks to TV footage of the Dakar all around the world. After the Andes and the Atacama Desert, the Dakar discovered new landscapes in 2012, Peru. The Dakar is an opportunity to show Peru as a stable and friendly country. So the Dakar managed to bounce back in style thanks to a new continent. Gracias, South America. The 2012 Dakar is over. An unforgettable 33rd edition of the world's most famous rally. All the memories are mixed in the head of everyone. Between the start of Mar del Plata, the arrival at Lima, the beaches of the Atlantic, Pacific, the Atacama, the snow, the sand, the mud, everything is mixed, like having the national drink here, you know, like a Dakar sour. You must drink it with no moderation and to savour it until the very end. It's like a beautiful cocktail. Tomorrow the organisation will be focused on 2013, and one thing we do know is it will be ending in Chile, so the adventure continues.